I'm selling my daughter's drawing iPad because she is addicted to it, and even though she just started making money off it, it isn't enough to justify how much it's affecting her grades and her housework since she's that obsessed. In March 2018, my daughter, 16F, bought an iPad. She bought it from her own Christmas money. She is a wonderful artist, but I believe she is limiting her potential. She has made money from it, as a little over a month ago she was requested work on Instagram. She has a substantial amount of followers on it, around 10,000, and has made just under £100. It's nice that she's doing this, but it is making me worry. She does well in school, but all she is doing at the minute is drawing. I understand, she has a hobby and people are paying her money. It is good, but I don't like what she draws either. It is not explicit in any sense, but I don't believe she is pushing herself. She has so much talent. And because she is drawing so much recently, she is neglecting her duties such as doing homework. I've tried getting it across to her that school is important. I came out with good grades and now I'm an accountant. I worked hard at school, by doing my homework the first day I got it. I went to many extracurriculars and I was a star student. If I could do it 30 years ago, she can do it now. I have a rule of no technology until after dinner, but recently I've found out she's been using her iPad before dinner. I took her iPad away from her and told her she knew the rules. Before dinner is for homework only, but she complained because we have dinner at 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. and she goes to bed at 9:30, which doesn't give her enough time for her to make art for her customers since she also has to shower. It seems that everything has been revolving around her iPad and I've had enough. On Friday, I had overtime at work. I left the key for her and told her to do her chores. I come home to see that she hadn't done her work, and she came to me with a happy face. She had just been commissioned again and she was receiving £50 for it. I flipped. We had the biggest argument we've ever had. My daughter accused me of not supporting her. Which I do, but her education comes first and I'm sick and tired of her games. She cannot make a living from her art, and this social media thing is poisoning her. She knows the rules in my house, and she must stick to it. She retaliated that now she's making money, I won't need to nag at her like what I do. She finally has a good job and she's making more money from this than what she did on her paper round. She can put this money towards her college fund. I took her iPad and flat out told her I'm selling it. She is to delete her Instagram, and refund that new customer. She's been crying and wailing, accusing me of not loving her and twisting my words. She's told the story to her auntie and I now have her berating me too. Nobody seems to understand that my daughter is obsessed with this iPad. Her excuse is that she's making money, and I tell her there is no use making money now if you can't make it in the future. Am I a jerk? Update. It's been almost 3 weeks since I last posted, and after many requests I am reluctantly making an update. The day after the incident, I sent my daughter, Eve, to stay with her auntie. She took her school clothes and she stayed from Monday to Friday. During that time I reflected on my actions and I weighed out different situations and my approach. When Eve came home on Friday, we had a long conversation and I tried hearing from her point of view. I had over 100 messages, many threatening, however one stuck out to me. Someone kindly messaged me and gave me a solution to my issue. They suggested that instead of banning Eve from Instagram, I see her process. Watch what she does and figure out how she can organize herself efficiently. When she came home, I brought down her iPad, which was still up for sale for another 2 days, and she informed me of what she did and how, while also hearing her side of the story. I found that many of her commissions do not come from Instagram, but instead another networking communication app, Discord. I was annoyed that she was using something other than Instagram, and hadn't asked me for permission. I followed her process, and for an hour we talked of business. I explained of things she could do to improve, work on her schedule and how she can reach more people. By that time, I allowed her to keep Instagram and I'd let her know on my decision with the iPad. On the Saturday, a week after I posted, I checked the eBay bid. It had reached £310, which I was astounded by because I was expecting around £200. I told my daughter my decision, I was selling the iPad. What worried me about her use of the iPad was that it was a 10-inch screen, and staring at it for several hours was unhealthy. So instead, I thought of a different approach. I asked her that we could either sell the iPad, and I'd be willing to put money towards a new, larger one for Christmas, or I can buy her something else. We talked and she decided on a new iPad. It's been 2 weeks since and we've sold the iPad. I've sorted her a new schedule so that after 6 p.m., she can go on her technology compared to the old rule of technology after dinner. I've also had some feedback regarding her sleeping schedule. Eve goes to bed at 9:30 simply because she's a pain to get up in the morning. She finds great enjoyment of making herself presentable and wakes up at 6:30 every day, and I'm the one who wakes her up. Going to bed at 9:30 means she gets the most rest, and it won't be a hassle in the morning. Now on a Saturday and Sunday, she can access her technology after she's done all her chores, however she has a limit of 4 hours before she has to get off them. I'm currently looking for a new iPad for her, so for now she's not been drawing. I will have something ready before Christmas, but I'm looking for assistance on what is suitable.